Hey everyone. Good morning. Morning here in Missouri. We are going to get started with our Facebook Live for the Soy Connection today. My name is Sarah Alsager, and I'm the managing editor of the Soy Connection newsletter, which we're going to talk about in detail today. So we'll just wait a minute for a couple others to join us. To learn more about the Soy Connection, you can go to our website at www.soyconnection.com. We're also active on many social media platforms: Twitter, Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram. And all of those are accessible by using @SoyConnection. So just type in your URL, instagram.com/soyconnection, and you'll be connected. I'm going to be posting a number of links during our Facebook Live today so that you can find all these things I'm talking about online. So feel free to click through and look at those things while we're talking. I'm going to go ahead and post the URL to our website and our links to our social media accounts to make it easy to find and connect with us. All right. Okay. Again, I'm Sarah Alsager. I'm the managing editor of the Soy Connection newsletter, and I'm thrilled to be joining you today on this Facebook Live, Build Up Dietitians Facebook Live. I wanted to provide some information about the Soy Connection brand and just the resources that are available to you regarding soy health and nutrition. There are ample resources out there, and we definitely want to make dietitians and other health practitioners aware of those resources so that you have access to them when you need them. So the mission of the Soy Connection, it's a collaboration between health and nutrition and food industry professionals and U.S. soybean farmers. And our goal is to share information and educate, especially health practitioners, about the benefits of U.S. grown soy, including heart-healthy soybean oil and soy protein. The Soy Connection is funded by the United Soybean Board, which is the national checkoff organization led by 73 soybean farmers that live across the country and farm soy. So one big part of the Soy Connection brand is a quarterly newsletter that has been produced for several decades. The Soy Connection newsletter is in its 27th volume this year. This newsletter is distributed to health professionals through professional journals. So it's mostly sent out to dietitians, physician assistants, nurse practitioners. So if you haven't seen this newsletter yet, you're going to know a lot more about it today, and you can look out for it in the future. So in our 27th edition, and you would find it in the Journal of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and we also have an electronic version that we send out. One of the really important things about the newsletter is that it's led by an editorial board. And our editorial board is made up of researchers and health practitioners, just like you. We rely heavily on our board for input on topics, themes that we want to cover in upcoming issues, and also for guidance on the articles themselves. So our editorial board is made up of our chairperson, Dr. Mark Messina. He's a PhD, and he specializes in soy. He's been doing soy research for years, and he is one of the foremost experts in soy food, soy protein, soy oil in the world. So he's our leader. And then we have another PhD, Guy Johnson, who's on our editorial board. We have a physician assistant named Beth Smolko, who's one of our board members. And then our final board member is Build Up Dietitian's own Leah McGrath. And she does a great job at connecting us with trending topics in the dietetic world as we monitor them, and she gives us further insight so that we can provide information that you guys are looking for. So our editorial board is key to our newsletter. We have covered a variety of topics over the decades of Soy Connection, and our goal is really to share updates that exist related to soy health and nutrition, and also talk about how soy ties into topics that are trending in the nutrition and health world. So one of our recent issues, I'm going to share with you kind of recent issues. Maybe if this didn't ring a bell until now, maybe seeing it does. This was the winter issue of the Soy Connection, and it was all about dietary protein and how soy fits in. So our lead article was written by a researcher, Dr. Raj Alongo, and he talks all about protein quantity and quality needs and some research that he's done in that area. Our secondary article was about protein requirements for those who exercise. And most of our newsletters include a healthy handout that can be shared with patients and clients and others whom you advise, to provide them a little bit more practical information that they can take home and use in their day-to-day lives. Our other issue that we've had come out this year was kind of a new take on the Soy Connection. It was a trending topics issue. So we decided that there are so many topics out there related to soy and other trending issues that that people are talking about, and so we wanted to share some shorter snippets of updates. So we talked about soy and breast cancer survivors, soy and cognitive function, soy and thyroid function, effects of soy on male hormones, soybean oil and inflammation, and soy in the microbiome. So this issue was chock full of information on trending topics and how soy relates to them. So I'm going to post the links to these newsletters so that if you haven't seen them yet, then you can check them out. And one of the other things I wanted to mention is our healthy handout for the first issue of this year was all about incorporating soy protein on your plate. So there's a cool infographic on there that talks about the protein value of different soy foods. Great asset to check out. So we have 2 more issues coming out this year. The next issue, the lead author is one of your own, a registered dietitian named Connie Lycos. She's a pediatric dietitian, and the reason she's authoring the lead article is because our next issue is all about soy in children. And we talk about how and when to introduce soy to children. We talk about the use of soy milk and other plant-based milks. And then our healthy handout is written by Leah McGrath herself, and it's all about the new nutrition facts panel that we've started to see on food. One of the really excellent things about the Soy Connection newsletter is not only does it provide new timely content, but you can also earn credit for reading it. So we've been pleased to offer continuing education credits for the Soy Connection newsletter for many, many years. And for each issue that you read and take a test on, you can earn 1 CEU. And all of our tests for the past 3 years are available for continuing education credits. So I'm going to share that link as well. A great place to snag another continuing education credit and learn about soy. So you can take the test and you receive a score of 70 or higher, and you will get a certificate of completion immediately. If you maybe have taken our continuing education tests in the past, we used to have a little bit more laborious process for doing that, but we have streamlined the process, and our certificates now come to you immediately via email. So no waiting, instant gratification. So definitely check that out. There's also from time to time different other opportunities for continuing education credit. And one of those right now is a free Soy Connection webinar that was hosted recently and is still available for CE. It's called Beyond the Label, Food Claims Impact on Consumer Behavior. So it's a great one to check out, and it's hosted on the Today's Dietitian webpage. Another free opportunity for continuing education credit. So I'll post the link to that as well. All right, so in the Soy Connection, it's so important to us to ensure that our information is credible and that it is a great resource to you. It's based in the science, it's based on the research. And so we do that in a couple of ways. First off, we utilize expert authors from around the world. Many of them are your colleagues. They're PhDs and researchers. They're people who have their hands on the information and they know what's going on. So that's one way that we ensure our credibility. Another way is, again, we have our editorial board review that information. So they look at our articles from the perspective of them and their colleagues. So we think that's really important to helping with the credibility. Each of our newsletters, before it can be, hi Toby, thanks for joining us. Each of our newsletters is reviewed by by the journals and has to be approved by the journals that they're inserted in. So JAND and the Journal of the Physician Assistants and the NPs, they all approve the content before it's included in their journal. And then that last layer of approval is USDA themselves, the U.S. Department of Agriculture. They approve all of our content to make sure that it's of the highest quality. So we're really proud of that rigorous process of approval and review. We think it really enhances the credibility of our content. We also work closely with the Soy Nutrition Institute, which is another USB organization. And the Soy Nutrition Institute is a collaborative organization of scientific advisors and scientists, of farmers, soybean farmers, and many soy industry representatives. So a lot of companies have membership in the Soy Nutrition Institute as well. And the SNI, as we our friendly name for the Soy Nutrition Institute, is focused on identifying and determining research priorities for soy related to health and nutrition, of course, and then sharing those scientific findings. So Soy Connection and the Soy Nutrition Institute, they really work hand in hand to ensure that content we share can refute any concerns related to soy that the research indicate are not to be concerns, and also promote the positive aspects of soy, making sure all of those are evidence-based. So some other soy resources, there are many out there, and we want to connect you with all of those resources. So I mentioned social media, and I wanted to kind of talk to you about some of the things that we do on social media, because we want those to be tools for you to use to share with those who you advise. Both Soy Connection and the Soy Nutrition Institute are active on social media. Again, Soy Connection is on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. And then the Soy Nutrition Institute is on Facebook and Twitter. So one of the recent things that we did was a campaign entitled Soy Real Talk. And it was mostly meant to dispel myths that are out there related to soy. So I wanted to share some of the content that we posted through this campaign. It was a 10-week campaign, and we really focused on things that we see or hear on social media or in the news, and trying to share information about those that can set the record straight. So one of the things that we talked about was allergenicity. As you probably know, soy is one of the top 8 allergenistic foods in the United States. And so there's labeling on packages that say may include soy. But we wanted to share a cool infographic that showed how these different foods line up in the prevalence. So this infographic that I just posted in the comments shows all 8 of the big 8 foods that are the most allergenistic foods, and shows how soy ranks in allergenicity. So peanuts are about 5 times more those types of allergies are about 5 times more likely than soy. A milk allergy is also about 5 times more likely than soy. And so you can kind of just see how soy fits in. About 0.4% of respondents to this study of nearly 40,000 children had a food allergy to soy. And it also is worth noting that the allergy is to soy protein and not to soybean oil. So that's just something to note. The other thing that we posted besides infographics were these short little videos So I'll share that as well. And it again just kind of lays out the facts and what the research says about allergenicity and how often it occurs. And then another important fact that nearly 70% of children who are allergic to soy outgrow that allergy by the age of 10. So just sharing the facts. These infographics and videos are all on our Soy Connection social media sites and on our Soy Nutrition Institute social media sites as well. What's the number one myth about soy that you would like to bust or have dietitians myth bust? Well, these are some of them. Certainly the allergenicity one, and this next one I'm going to show. This is perfect timing because this feminization. There's a fear out there that was first introduced by a Men's Health article in 2009 about soy having feminizing effects. And the research has shown that that's just not the case. So I think that would probably be one of the top myths. People are concerned that it's going to cause feminizing effects or a testosterone decrease, and that's just not true. Clinical studies have shown that soy does not affect testosterone and it has no feminizing effects. So that's one. And then another one, and I'm sure this is a topic that you all hear about a lot, related to GMOs. And most of the soy grown in the United States is biotech soy, but it isn't all soy. It isn't all GMO soy. So certainly proponents of GMOs, but we also are proponents of choice. And if people want to consume non-GMO soy, that is fantastic as well. So this GMO infographic kind of talks about why farmers grow GMO. Soy is one of those 10 genetically modified crops, and farmers grow GMO soy because it's nutritionally equivalent, because it can contribute to lower food costs, and it also can help preserve natural resources. So this great infographic, I think, hits on those facts about why GMOs are grown and that they are safe and nutritious choices. All right. And then we have one other GMO video that I'll share that talks more about that. I can get back to my page. You know, one of the things that we are so grateful for dietitians about is the willingness and the energy behind sharing the science. And so the more that we hear that from dietitians, the better. And we want to make sure that we're providing those resources that allow. Let's see. It was interesting to hear Impossible Burger speak out for GMO soy. Was Soy Connection pretty excited about that? Absolutely. So Impossible Burgers and Impossible Foods have been all over the news, and they have been unabashedly supportive of GMO and of soy, and we're absolutely thrilled about that. Impossible Foods is actually one of the Soy Nutrition Institute's newest members. So they are very proud of their protein source, and as are we. So thrilled to see them coming out in support of the safety and the science behind GMOs and behind soy. So definitely a great thing for soy. So besides defending soy, we also want to talk about the health benefits and that very proactive promotional side of soy. Soy has great heart health attributes. There was just a recent study that came out that was led by Dr. David Jenkins from Canada, and that new study was a meta-analysis and reconfirmed that soy protein significantly lowers LDL cholesterol, which, as you know, is the type of cholesterol known to So we understand that maybe you can't make that full jump, but a great way to put a toe in the water is to try both together. Let's see, Jen, how about the young girls and the protective benefits of early consistent consumption? Yeah, so I can share a link to an article that that's some research that's shown that early consumption of soy can prevent breast cancer later in life for women. So I'll definitely share that with you, Jen, after we hop off this live call. I'll share that link with you. Thank you for asking that. So some other simple ways to add soy would be your breakfast. This morning I had my soy yogurt parfait. You can use soy milk on your cereal or in your smoothie. A great simple way to get soy into your diet. Grab a protein bar that's packed with soy protein and can provide a really satiating snack. And edamame also is another great snack to grab on the go. I mentioned the Soy Nutrition Institute, and on the SNI website, we have a Science Perspectives blog that's authored by soy researcher Mark Messina, and he covers trending topics. So just like the Soy Connection comes out with our quarterly newsletter, this blog is complementary to that, and it comes out every couple of weeks we have a new blog post. So I'm going to share the link to that one as well, because there is a lot of information that is posted on our Soy Nutrition Institute blog. Here's another question. It seems like soy grows in a lot of areas. Are there states in the United States that can't grow soy because it's too hot or cold? There are states that do not grow soy. The majority of soy production is in the Midwest, but I think that soy is grown in more than half of the states in the country. So just like other commodities and other crops that are grown, I think farmers have become really efficient, and modernized agriculture has allowed for growth of different crops in different climates. So yeah, there's soy grown in a lot of the states. But yeah, you're right. Some of our states may never have driven by a soybean field, whereas here in Missouri, where I am, it's pretty common that when you drive down the highway, you're going to be driving by a soybean field or cornfield. So I shared that link to the Soy Nutrition Institute blog, and just a couple of recent examples of blogs that have been posted on there, so you have an idea of what kind of information you'll find if you go to the site. Is one blog just recently shared some research that came from The Ohio State University, which showed that men who regularly consume soy are less likely to develop prostate cancer than those who don't. That's one. A second blog that recently was posted was examining how soy might fit into a modernized assessment of protein quality. And then another one was a blog post that outlined some recent studies indicating that soy may improve cognitive function, and much, much more. So that is a great place to look if you ever have questions about soy, or hear questions from those who follow you on social media or those who you advise. And again, those blog posts come out every couple weeks, so there's generally always something new. If you're looking for new content, it's a great place to look. So that's posted there as well. So I think that what I wanted to say, just to wrap up, is that we have ample resources about soy health and nutrition available to you. And if you ever have a question about soy that you have yourself or that someone has put upon you, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we will do everything we can to provide you with a science-based, research-grounded response and information that you can share. So again, please connect with us. Our website is soyconnection.com. On social media, again, we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest, and you can find us using @SoyConnection. And you can subscribe to receive our newsletter. If you don't receive it via the journal, we'd certainly invite you to subscribe through our website to the e-newsletter, and you can just do that by going to the homepage of soyconnection.com. So thank you so much for letting me share some information about the Soy Connection with you today, and I hope you can work some soy into your diet today and enjoy it, and have a wonderful, beautiful Monday. Thanks.